privatization and encouraging foreign investment. While these reforms had the potential to stimulate growth, they often favored the elite and exacerbated existing inequalities, leading to widespread discontent among the lower and middle classes. The gap between the rich and poor widened, and many Syrians felt left behind as the benefits of economic growth did not trickle down to the broader population. This growing frustration would later contribute to the unrest that erupted in 2011. As Bashar al-Assad consolidated his power, the initial public support began to wane as the realities of his regime's authoritarian nature became apparent. The hopes for reform were dashed as dissent was met with increasing repression, and the political landscape remained largely unchanged. The stage was set for the eventual uprising that would challenge his rule, but the early years of Bashar's presidency were marked by a delicate balance between public expectation and the entrenched authoritarianism inherited from his father. This complex interplay of political dynamics, socioeconomic challenges, and the legacy of Hafez al-Assad ultimately shaped the trajectory of Bashar's regime and the fate of Syria in the years to come. The Arab Spring, a wave of protests and uprisings that swept across the Middle East and North Africa in 2011, had a profound influence on Syria, igniting a series of protests against Bashar al-Assad's regime. The movement began in Tunisia in December 2010, when Mohamed Bouazizi, a street vendor, set himself on fire in protest against police corruption and harassment. His act of desperation resonated with many Tunisians, leading to widespread demonstrations that ultimately resulted in the ousting of President Zine El Abidine Ben Ali in January 2011. This success inspired citizens across the region, including Syria, to challenge their own authoritarian governments as people began to demand political reforms, social justice, and an end to corruption. In Syria, the initial protests began in March 2011, sparked by the